Good evening, everybody. My name is Hemant Julka. I am the co-founder and chief operating officer of Vegetech, and I welcome you to the inaugural talk of Flow. Thanks to Sarud Hospitality for giving us the platform to showcase sustainable and environmental friendly agriculture in UAE. I've got the talk split into around 5 segments. The first segment is going to be conducted where we are standing here. This is what we call the training lab. So we're going to talk a little bit about all the technology behind the training lab. I will also introduce to you all the key personalities or the people who actually make Vegetech what Vegetech is all about. So that's one of the first segment. Then we're kind of going to go into the corn field, and we will actually pluck some corns and show you the joy even desert soils can actually offer to us as citizens in UAE. So we're going to do that. Then Bhaskar sir is going to take us into the herb garden, where we will focus on green leafies, and we'll talk a little bit about what does the nutrition from green leafies mean to us, especially in the holy month of Ramadan. From there, we'll go into the cucumber farms. We'll actually check out some of the cucumbers, and then we'll take you into the largest indoor vertical farm in UAE, where you will actually get to witness some of the latest in technology, which allows you to kind of create at scale green leafies. So this is what we've kind of got planned for you over the next 45 to 50 minutes. We hope to kind of keep it interactive and try and actually show you all the different aspects of Vegetech itself. Yeah. So I'm going to start with the introduction itself. So I've got here Prakash Vallabh. He is the co-founder of Vegetech, and he is also the CEO of VeggieFresh. And we're going to talk about VeggieFresh in the last segment of today's talk. I've got Satkar sir, Ravindra Satkar sir. He's our director of engineering, and he looks after all the gadgetry which you see in the room here. Then we got Mr. Bhaskar Rao. He's our chief agronomy officer, and today happens to be his birthday as well. So happy birthday, Bhaskar sir!
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And then we've got Sanket. Sanket is our indoor vertical farm specialist. He has actually got over 5 years of working experience in indoor vertical farms, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about what we see behind me itself. And then on the camera, which you don't see right now, but you will see in a little while, is Ali Nakash, who we also call the king of tomatoes here. So he focuses on creating some of the best tomatoes in UAE, and he will talk a little bit about tomatoes when he kind of come to all the produce we have in our farms. So we're going to kick off the first segment. In terms of social distancing, we're trying to actually maintain. Yeah. Sorry, just a slight technical glitch with the network. We're back live again. So we're talking about Vegetech as an agri-tech organization focusing on the 3 challenges of soil, temperature and water in UAE. This is where we have got technology from our company, which is headquartered in Seoul, Korea, where we focus on 2 main elements. One is LED assisted hydroponics, or what is also called indoor vertical farms, which you see something behind me. And we have got protected hydroponics, where we convert our traditional greenhouses into growing spaces which are literally cool for 12 months of the year. So this is what we've kind of brought to the region, and rather than just talking about this in YouTube and in PowerPoints, we decided to land the POC on a particular farm. So the farm which you see us visiting today is our lab, is a technology lab, where you can come and experience all the different technologies which I'm talking about. So I'm going to jump into the first one itself. It's going to get a bit technical, so guys, I'll try and actually keep it simple so that you understand that, but it is a bit technical, so just bear with me on this one. So here is the indoor vertical farm. We are actually inside. You can see around me there is no scope for sunlight to come in, and hence the grow lights are the first component of the indoor vertical farm. The grow lights are very special. Ali, if you can just come a bit closer to kind of show the different colors of the lights in there, and Satkar sir will explain using a light meter, but I'm just going to give you an overview of what it is about. So the first element is the grow lights. The second element is what we call the waterways. Now the waterways are very important because typically people tend to use plastics. We don't use plastics. We use high impact polystyrene, which does not leach microplastics. So we're very environmentally conscious, and we try and actually use that part. The third thing which I would like to show you essentially is the fact that we are actually growing them in sponge. Now this is something that really creeps people out. People actually are very surprised to see that we are actually growing things soilless. So yes, we actually grow it soilless. This is growing in sponge, and the sponge sits in a combination of water and nutrition. The nutrition essentially is what Bhaskar Rao sir's team, the agronomy team, creates. We call them recipes for the plants, so the plants actually get the nutrition they need. Every plant actually has a different need for nutrition, and all of that is decided by the agronomists themselves. So that is the second part. The third part which I want to show you is what makes this farm very unique is this small machine here, which is called the dosing management system. This dosing management system is what completely automates my indoor vertical farm. So this dosing machine looks at the EC level. Okay, Satprasad, can you just show us the lights so we can explain the lights? So Satprasad has got what is called the light meter. The light meter actually shows you the frequency of light which is available to the plants. Now this light meter will show you
450 and 650 nanometer wavelength, which is used for photosynthesis activated radiation.
And you can see actually the spike, right? So sir, can you explain what the spike is, sir? So
the photosynthesis photon flux density is 610.
Yeah. Now I can tell you a little bit about this number. So this is a little bit of technical jargon being thrown at you. So PPFD, which is photosynthesis photon flux density, is what is the light that hits the leaf surface which allows photosynthesis to occur. So when you think of this as what is happening in nature, is sun as a hot body is sending the light energies through the spectrum of light. This spectrum of light comes across the 7 colors, which is what we call as Vibgyor. Of these Vibgyor colors, it's the red color and the blue color which is typically used for photosynthesis by the plant. This red color and blue color is what is synthesized in these grow lights. And this is what actually helps the plants grow in a healthy manner. The PPFD which you typically would get out in nature is between a starting point of around 80 to 320. And this is what you kind of get between 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning. So that's when the farmers actually tell you that the sun is actually giving energy to the plants in the morning during this period, because that's the wavelength of the lights that are working on the plant surface. What we have done is we have taken that frequency and we have elongated the period for the plants, and hence the plants are getting more PPFD from the grow lights so that they can grow in a healthy manner. So that's essentially where technology is being used, looking at the scientific principles of the way nature grows to bring it in here. Okay, so that's in a nutshell. I will also now take you to some of the other areas which are very useful. So this is just the greens and the lettuces which you see here. Now I'm going to show you some of the microgreens which are being grown here. So you can actually see this is the golden cress, the garden cress. You can see here this is the red radish, the microgreens. You can see this is mustard. Now these microgreens essentially are the baby plants which are typically 8 to 12 days old, and the chefs love them because they love to use these as sprinklings on your salads. And the reason they use them is because they have the densest amount of nutrition available in them for us to consume. So that's why when people talk about actually garnishing your salads, this is what is typically used. Now in the region, traditionally these are imported from Europe, and because of the way the demand and supply works, typically we always get the oversupply of Europe into UAE. So a chef may be asking for a red radish and he will be given a basil microgreens because that's what's available in Europe. Now they don't actually have to kind of be in that mode, because from the farm to the kitchen we promise them to kind of bring it in less than 6 hours, and they can actually tell us what their demand is and we can grow them indoors 12 months a year. So that's the beauty of bringing this entire technology for the chefs itself. I'm quickly going to go to another spot in the training lab just to show you a little bit about the grow media. So what you see in here are Dutch buckets, and the Dutch buckets do not have soil in them. They actually have a combination of cocopeat and perlite. Cocopeat is the husk of coconut and perlite is an igneous rock which is formed from the rapid cooling of the lava into ocean waters. That is then baked to make it into porous material, and that porous material allows for this rock to kind of hold 5 times the volume of water. So the white perlite is keeping the soil moist, and you can see the cocopeat that helps the roots form the nodules in the plant itself. So this, as you can see, this is like a tomato plant. You can see here a beautiful curly kale behind. Now these are growing indoors. These plants have never seen sunlight and they are growing in a soilless medium. The advantage of the soilless medium, you will know, is that because we are not using soil, we don't get the pests that are connected to the soil, which means that we don't have to use pesticides. and hence our food by design is pesticide free. And this is what is useful for us as consumers at home or as chefs, because we can literally take the fruit from the plant and straight away use it into our food, because we really don't have to worry about any chemical residues in the crop itself. Bhaskar sir, anything to add to anything which I have
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good brief about the whole activity. I think now we should move to the next levels.
Yeah. So I think the next slot is going to be very interesting, because all of us are going to go a bit crazy on the cornfields, and let's kind of go there quickly and show you what these cornfields are about. So I'm just going to step into the cornfield, and you can actually see some really healthy corn in here. Guys, why don't you join me? So this is the corn. It's actually growing in desert soil, and I'm actually plucking it out, and you can see this is amazing here. And oh, this is the part I love to do. If you can just come in here, and you would love to do this yourselves as well, guys. This is literally amazing to see how the desert sand in UAE can give rise to this beautiful corn. Look at this. I have chefs who have come to the farm, and they've actually devoured this corn absolutely raw, just like this. They just plucked it and they've actually sank their teeth into it, and it's so sweet. You actually have to taste it to believe what I'm talking about here. So this is really amazing. So this is growing in desert soil. We have just put drip lines, and with Bhaskar Rao sir's team of agronomists, they are the ones who actually put the recipe to kind of grow this healthy corn here. So this is a result of around 16 weeks of effort that has gone in, and there is no reason why all of you cannot do this in your own homes itself. And that is the reason why we actually are growing the corn in here, to show you that each one of us can actually be creating and growing corn in our own houses. So that's this part about the corn here. Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah. This is amazing. Yeah. Absolutely. Alright, so now we are going to kind of move into the next part of the farm. I'm going to keep this for later. So while we're kind of walking through the greenhouse where we will kind of be looking at the herbs, I want to just give you a little bit of the dimensions of the farm itself. So we are on an 8-acre farm. That's around 32,000 square meters, of which around 5 acres is greenhouses, which we've got, and then we've got an indoor vertical farm here. In the greenhouses, we have around 52 greenhouses currently, of which 45 are polycarbonate sheets, which means they are thermally controlled. And then we've got 7 greenhouses that are net houses, which we'll kind of talk about a little bit as well, because they're the cheapest form of protected farming, but they can only be used in the winters. So they really don't actually allow you to do much in the summers itself. But nevertheless, it's all about the different technologies that we can use for growing itself. So I'm going to hand it over to Bhaskar sir, because the herb garden is his baby, and he's going to now take over and talk to us about what the herb garden is all about.
Hi everybody, welcome to the nutrient dense food section of the greenhouse. It's called the nutrient dense food section. Okay, this is called the guardian of the herbs. It is having high medicinal and herbal value. Others like Swiss chard, which have got high level of nutritional value, especially stones that will help in promoting health, especially in fighting, in developing immunity, and also to help us in developing more fiber food. So this is the green kale, and then we do have all the other different types of kales, and we have got the lemon basil, cinnamon basil, which have got different flavors. We have got the freshest of the mints here, and as you know, this is a very cool. We have something called stevia, which is used as a replacement for sugar. It is used in diabetic foods. And we do have rosemary. It is used in all culinary purposes. And also we do have the whole green area here, which is full of basils, the holy basil, the Thai basil. We also do use the flowers. They are used for edible flowers. They're used for garnishing your pastries and dishes. We do have the seashore here. This is the Japanese seashore. The beautiful leaves. And various other crops like lemongrass. We do have oregano, sage, thyme, and whatever culinary items you ask for, we do have it. It's a full herb house.
And sir, can you tell us a little bit about the grow media?
We do grow it here in hydroponics, which as Mr. Hemant was telling you about the hydroponics, it is a combination of perlite and coco peat. It is mixed in a percentage of 75 to 25%, 75% coco peat and 25% perlite. We grow them in pots, whereby the water which is discharged from the pots is again collected and is a closed circuit, whereby we use the same nutrient water to feed back again into the plants. So it's a closed circuit, which helps us in sustainable growth of the plants.
Fantastic. I'm just going to take them to the to the air gap material.
Yeah.
So now this is one of the recipes or the items that we have researched over the last 4 years in Korea, and we have actually brought this to the market. This looks like a bubble wrap, but the bubbles actually are filled with inert nitrogen. You can see them very clearly, and these create a thermal barrier. When it's 52 degrees outside, the greenhouses are between 28 and 30 degrees Celsius, and we have the typical fan and the fan pad systems to actually help the evaporative cooling part. So this combination is what kind of helps us keep this herb garden available 12 months a year. So even in the summers, which is the June, July, August, September of UAE, we are able to deliver all of these green leafy. So from 52 degrees Celsius outside to 26 degrees Celsius, you can get through in less than 30 seconds. So that's the beauty of this greenhouse. You actually have a look here. So Bhaskar sir is going to give us a little bit of a view of the beautiful baby leaves that are created in.
Yeah, here you can see all the baby leaves which we're growing. This is Arugula, Zerzir, which is actually imported from Holland in all the local markets, but we are doing it locally. And also we do have the other baby leaves on this side. We have the beet, we have the sorrel, we have the Swiss chards, we have the baby spinach, and all the rest. Here we are growing them only in a perlite media, and it is the system of growing is like flood and drain. We just flood the media and it drains off back into the drainage, and then it goes back into the system whereby it is recirculated. We do have the sensors here, which will give us the exact temperature and humidity when the fans and fans run. And we do also have misters to bring down the cooling to have a better cooling. Now Mr. Hemant will explain you about the greenhouse structure as such.
So now this is where the beauty of the design came in from Satkar sir and Ravi. So you can see the fan pad there. The fan pad system there is where you see whole water coming through. So this is where the water is coming through. So you can see the water coming through in here, but the fans are on top of the fan pad here, and they actually create a suction. By virtue of physics, the air travels to the top, the hot air travels to the top, gets sucked out, and creates while it is getting sucked out, it creates a thermal barrier on the top to not allow more heat to come inside. The cool air that goes out comes back through the fan pads into the system. So this is what we call tandem cooling here. And this allows us to actually have a beautiful grow area created with less than 10 kilowatt hours of electricity being used, which we can actually put onto a solar panels, and you can literally have a very environmental friendly greenhouse that is giving you a beautiful crop of baby leaves here. And this is again a very simple way of how all of us can actually grow these in our gardens, in our backyards itself here. Very, very simple technology, as Bhaskar mentioned. This is just perlite, and in perlite you actually put the seed propagation, and then you actually just kind of put in through this misting system. You can actually put the water, and then the water kind of drains off because of the gradient which has been created on the trays, and that allows for the plants to grow very well. So very simple growing technique. This is also called controlled environment agriculture, where we kind of manage the temperatures, manage the humidity, manage the moisture levels, and allow the plants to grow in the natural fashion. Again, the beauty is because we're not using soil, we don't have to use pesticides, and hence the crop is pesticide free, which means I can literally take the arugula leaves and put them in my mouth. But it's it's Ramadan, so we won't be doing that today till iftar is declared. Okay. All right. So now let's kind of go into the next segment, which is we'll actually go walk into a cucumber garden where Ali is going to talk to us a little bit about the cucumbers. So you can see one of the other things which I would love to show you is the moringa trees. So the moringa tree is also called the miracle tree now because the leaves of moringa have been found to have anti-cancerous properties. The flowers of moringa are also used as they're edible flowers, so you can actually use them as well. The small baby shoots are used by different people around the globe as part of their curries. So I know for a fact that the Filipinos actually love to kind of put them in their curries, and so do the Indian folks. And of course the drumsticks are very, very famous to kind of go into the curries in South India. So again, this tree is completely used from an edible perspective by the moringa leaves have been found to have anti-cancerous properties. So they have found their way into all the smoothies and all the salads here. Come. Just can you take one? I'll take one. Okay.
Hopefully everybody is fine. So now we came into the cucumber greenhouse. So cucumber is basically 3.5 month crop. What happened when? Just keep it open.
Yep.
From sowing up to flowering, it will take 22 days. And first harvest, it will be after 30 days. Mean from sowing to first harvest, it will take 30 days. After that, after 30 days, we can harvest alternate. So working 1 cup of the cucumber also working as a thirst quenching of the glass water. So as you can see the product also, that is all free from the pesticides. We are providing the organic fertilizers that is available in the market, everything. So this is a bunch. So they have some need tracing the plant practices, agriculture practices should need for the cucumber, for tomatoes and capsicum. For tomatoes, the life cycle is almost 9 months, and capsicum also around about 8 to 9 months. So tomato and capsicum basically started harvesting after 3 months. First 3 months is basically around about fruiting and the flowering stage. After 3 months, you can start harvesting alternate. You can harvest up to 5 to 6 months. It depends on the how do you manage the plants. So now you can see the bunch cucumbers, and we are harvesting now from last 3 weeks, and we are getting alhamdulillah very good result or everything. And you can see the size, shape, color, flower, everything is free from the insects also, and good in shape, good in color. So that's
Bhaskar sir, how many cucumber plants do we have here?
We have around 5,000 plants here.
Okay.
Each of them will give you around, each plant will give around 3 to 4 kilos depending upon the variety.
Right.
This is a snack cucumber. We have 3 types of cucumber: snack, mini and long cucumber.
Right.
It is the best in hydration. It will hydrate everyone. So this is the best food for this season, for this type of season, because because of the heat and because of Ramadan, it needs a guy needs to be hydrate himself. So this is the best food for to break the iftar.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say that. So I think from from a Vegitech perspective and from the agronomy team perspective, a combination of cucumbers, a combination of green leafies is something which we recommend for our brothers and sisters who actually are following the holy month of Ramadan and who are fasting for the entire day. So please try and break your fast. Definitely, with your traditional dates, which are very, very important. Everybody knows the value of dates, from an Islamic perspective. But from a nutrition perspective, we would really encourage you to kind of also have cucumbers and a healthy section of greens as part of breaking your fast here, because that will actually help hydrate the body.
Nutrients and vitamins. Apart from that, it helps you in hydration, it helps you in controlling the body temperature internally. So that would be the best choice to top up after all the food.
Fantastic.
Like a dessert.
Brilliant. Fantastic. All right. So now, guys, we're going to go into the indoor vertical farm, which is currently the largest indoor vertical farm in UAE, and we're really proud to have landed the innovation at scale in UAE itself. I really would like to thank a lot of the stakeholders who have actually made this happen across UAE, and we have really had unflinching support across the board for something which we wanted to kind of land in this country. So a little bit of view about the indoor vertical farm itself. Currently, it's 2,500 square meter grow area. The indoor vertical farm actually sits on a plot area which is around 1,200 square meters. This 1,200 square meter plot area has 5 different modules. So the 5 modules that we talk about, each one of them has got a grow area capacity of 500 square meters. So the 500 square meter grow area actually gives you an output of a traditional farm of 5 acres. So the yield productivity is 40 times, and at the same time we are using only 5% of the water. So this is where this combination is where we see indoor vertical farm as a technology being very closely aligned to the food security challenges of UAE. And we're just going to quickly walk into that space to show you a bit. So we're just walking in. Oh. We're just walking towards the indoor vertical farm that is got permission. We have got this space commission, and now you can actually see what you saw in the training lab. So it's a very, very close resemblance to what you saw in the indoor vertical farm training lab. Here you can see beautiful. So this again growing in sponge. It's growing in a combination of water and nutrition. The waterways, the grow lights, as you can see, are coming through, and you can see here the production grade. What you see here is 10 levels here. So Ali will show you when he pans the camera upwards. You can see there are 10 levels that have been created, and 2 levels are for microgreens, and the 8 levels are for the baby leaves here. So here you can see beautiful red sorrel that is kind of growing behind me as well. There's red sorrel that is growing inside. We'll quickly go inside and we'll check what we are growing there. So the room is thermally insulated to around 22 degrees Celsius and allows for optimum growing conditions for the crops. Bhaskara sir is actually showing you how you can actually go and harvest the top levels as well. So there's a ladder which he can kind of get onto, and there's a pulley system which will kind of take him across, so he can actually start harvesting on the top level. That's okay, sir. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So you can actually
Could be handled from here.
Yeah.
Other levels could be handled from here, and the below could be handled from standing farm on both the sides, and this fully moves.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I would have loved to show you and for you to experience the taste of some of these green leafies, and I'm sure that very soon you will be able to kind of come to these farms and see them for yourself. You can see some of the leafies here. So this is mustard kind of growing here. You can see these mustard leaves. So these actually are used as cut leaves into salads. So these actually go to the market. The kale production, as you can see, for 12 months you can now actually get kale, beautiful kale in UAE, in our own home country, from the farm itself. Here is where I want to introduce you to Veggie Fresh, and Prakash, who is the CEO of Veggie Fresh. He is also the first person who actually believed in the vision that was created by Vegitech to bring innovative, sustainable, environmental friendly agriculture to UAE. He was the first person who said, I will invest in creating the largest indoor vertical farm in UAE. So over to you, Prakash.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be part of this opportunity we are getting from Flow. It's always good to pair with the best. That's what I've always believed. And Veggie Fresh is pairing with Vegitech and this is where we are going ahead, and to bring the best quality food to the market, to the mass media and to the people of UAE, producing the local produce. Now this is where it gives us the advantage and the transparency we get from the Vegitech farm, and that's the reason VegiFresh has paired with Vegitech, and we will bring this to the market pretty soon. We are already online. You can just log on to the details on the website. Vegifresh.ae is the website. Perfect opportunity for people to get the fresh produce and local produce, and we believe in producing and bringing local food to the market, farm to the kitchen within 6 hours, like Hemant has already mentioned. And we hope, apart from baby kale, the queen of greens, we bring more varieties. Feedbacks coming from you will definitely bring us, encourage us more to bring back to the people what they want to eat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So currently with VegiFresh, we have around 43 different items that we are bringing to the table for our customers in UAE. And these, in some cases, they're also organic grade as well. So across the farm that Vegitech has, not only are we creating produce from the indoor vertical farms, which is the green leafies, etc., but we also got organic produce as well. And this is just to showcase what we bring to the table. There is hydroponics, there is LED assisted hydroponics, and there is organic ways of farming as well. And we are embracing all of those because for us, finally, what is important is food security. We want to make sure that we are able to bring food to the households of UAE in a very cost effective manner. And that's one of the reasons what we love about VegiFresh as well. We are not trying to price ourselves out of the market here. We are trying to actually bring these produces to every person in UAE, where they are able to afford good food, nutritious food with complete transparency. And we'll kind of talk about that a little bit as well, where along with the food that comes to you from VegiFresh comes a QR code. You can scan that QR code on your own mobile phones, and not only can you get the amount of nutrition, the place where it actually got harvested from, but you can also find the date was seeded and the date was harvested in. So this is where we are also disrupting some of the elements around the food ecosystem, where we believe that it is very important for every child and every adult to understand where their food is coming from. And they don't have to believe the label, they actually can go to the farm and see this is where it came from. So this is what we want to encourage within UAE, and hence we are also focusing a lot on the schools. We want to go to the grassroots level, where we want to encourage school students, university students to understand what are the challenges we have regarding food in the country. And this is where Her Excellency Mariam Al-Mehri is also wishing for us as Vegitech to kind of focus on it. So there is a clear mandate that has been given to us, and the discussion we've had is where we want to actually improve the levels of awareness about our food ecosystem and what we can do in the space of food security for UAE. And we are trying to actually bring value to that perspective itself. Yep. Alright, so now we kind of actually will quickly go and show you all the different produce that comes from the farms itself. If I can request Sanket, you want to actually bring those here itself, rather than be going all the way up. We'll be able to see it here better. The produce itself there. And we'll kind of talk a little bit about the different technologies which are kind of going behind in bringing some of those foods in there. We talked about the QR code. So we believe in bringing an element of technology to create transparency in the growing process. Everything which you have seen on the farm today has been captured in an ERP solution. The ERP solution encompasses all the farming activities, including the dosing and the nutrition management itself. And I can actually show you in a minute, as soon as I get maybe Ali's phone to me, because Ali's got the QR code scan on him. So he's going to quickly show me his phone. Shabna sent you the QR code scan. But that's something which I want to share. Which is the URL there. Right. So this is what we're talking about here. So you can actually see tomatoes. The tomato was seeded on the 1st of September 2019, and it will kind of get over on the 31st of May 2020. We have already harvested 37,000 kilograms of tomatoes. It actually tells you all the inputs that have been given in terms of farm inputs, 273 days, 498 hours, how much of fuel was used. It gives you all the nutrition that the agronomy team has very, very patiently put into the crop to grow it. You can see all of that information. available to you as a customer. Any fertilizers they may have used during the growing part. It gives you the calorie count of the produce itself. As you can see, it gives you all the vitamins etc. which are required, and most importantly, as I mentioned, it shows you the greenhouse from where the crop was harvested in. I can also attach a video of the crop being harvested on that particular day with the date and time stamp, and I can attach that to the QR code. So the customer at home can use their mobile phones and can actually scan this QR code itself. So this is where we think, this is where the partnership with VeggieFresh and the way Vegitech is growing these crops is coming together to bring value to the customers. And that's why we are very keen for you to kind of go on to veggifresh.ae, that is the website, and you can actually start shopping for these products and you can get them farm fresh from the farm to the kitchen in less than 6 hours. That's what we kind of...
Just a small announcement, we can also use voucher code FLOW10 once you go live and shop. This will be valid for next 1 week. We'll come with more offers soon.
Fantastic, yeah. That's even better. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Prakash, for that generous offer of FLOW10 as the voucher code. I'll very quickly show you some of the produce that is coming to the farm.
Don't take.
So I just wanted you to see these tomatoes. I saw them for the first time when I actually saw them growing on the tree. So these are yellow pear tomatoes. Apparently, I've been informed by Bhaskar sir that there are around 6,000 varieties of tomatoes in the world. So we are trying to just play catch up at this point in time. So this is one which I love, and I want to kind of just show off a little bit in terms of what we can grow.
These are my favorites actually.
So
The jalapeno poppers, amazing when you just try them. Really beauty to taste, and just fill them with your best ingredients are possible.
fantastic. So this is again something which Bhaskar sir introduced to the market. This is also called Toscana kale or the black kale. Anybody who is over 30 years old and especially women, we would really recommend that you include this into your diet. Very high in antioxidants, very high in iron, and very high in folic acid here. So this is really one of the items that we would really request you to kind of include in your diet 3 times a week into your salads, and I think you'll be really happy to see the results. Same thing with the curly kale as well. You can see some of the beautiful okra. This is something which my wife loves, and she kind of just literally swears by the quality of the okra that's coming from the farm there. Lovely beetroots. These are organic grade beetroots, as you can see.
I'll call them beyond organic.
Okay. So that's the lovely beetroots you can see there. Beefy tomatoes. Bhaskar sir is holding them up there. Cucumbers, of course, are quite good, and you can see the cherry tomatoes. We have been told that cherry tomatoes are the sweetest in the market.
Yeah, these cherry tomatoes have a Brix of at least 9 to 10. So they are quite sweet. They are used like cherries, basically cherries. If you can remove the word tomato, it becomes a cherry. So, and then we have the baby tomatoes similar to that, and as Mr. Hemant said, we have the pear, yellow pear, and the beautiful vegetables, all especially the ones, the cucumbers which I advise.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what we had, guys, to show in terms of the different technologies which are actually happening at Vegitech. How we are kind of partnering with VeggieFresh to try and actually bring this to your homes. I also promised that I would talk to you about food security and how each one of us in the UAE can contribute to food security. So within Vegitech we have a dream, and the dream is to create the next 1 billion farmers here. Yeah, you heard me right, 1 billion farmers here. And the way we want to do that is we want to convert every household into a farming household. To enable you to do that, we are creating a mobile app which will allow you to grow in your own household. This app will guide you to look at the grow space, the grow methods, the nutrition that you need to use for growing these plants in your house. I can guarantee you, or we can guarantee, that within 12 to 15 days, if you guys work with us, we can assure you that you will be growing beautiful parsley, coriander, mint in your own houses, and you will be so happy. Even lettuces, for example. So this is where we are going with this stuff. So it's going to be an app where you just kind of install the app, get involved in there, and it will give you a step-by-step view of how you can actually grow the items in your own garden, in your own grow space. If you get stuck, which is what typically happens with most of us, it happened to me as well. When I started putting a seed together, the first few seeds came up, and then the next time, potentially in 4 days time, the plant died and I had no idea what to do next year. In this case, you can actually communicate with the agronomists of Vegitech, and they will guide you through a video call or through email on what can you do to reselect your plants or to actually grow them healthier. So this is our commitment to every household in UAE, where once you come onto the Grow app, we will actually help you become that farmer. And we will not, of course, stop at UAE. We want to actually take it to the rest of the world, and that's where we want to actually create the next 1 billion farmers. So
As well, what we are doing.
absolutely. So we are also kind of focusing on fruits as well. We are kind of trying to bring new technology on the fruits itself. In there, just give me a second while I just take this phone away. So we also kind of focus on fruits as well. We're going to try and actually grow the fruits within our systems itself. But I just wanted to kind of leave you with this whole thought about the fact that we want to convert each one of you as farmers. So you can all start contributing to what is required as food in UAE, and everybody can actually feel good from the fact that you are nurturing, you are nourishing, and growing your own food in your own houses. So that's all we had from our side. Bhaskar sir, any parting comments?
That's it. Stay home, stay safe. That's the parting comment. And everyone should be having a green thumb, and please grow your own food.
Absolutely. Prakash sir, any comments from you?
Stay healthy, I would say. Eat more greens. Yeah. Vegifresh.ae is your site. Use the code FLOW10.
Yeah. So I think from the whole team from Vegitech, we're going to be signing off from the Vegitech farms. We hope we were able to kind of bring you some bit of information, some bit of awareness, some bit of knowledge about farming, about healthy eating, and we would love to wish everybody a Ramadan Kareem and a lovely evening ahead. And thank you so much for staying with us for the duration. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you.